Okay guys, I learned how to make a random number generator, and it's pretty simple. So like everything else, basically you using C++. This program also involves you to import this tool thing called ctime, right? And to import these random numbers, it's really simple. You use this statement called rand, and after it you just put a bracket and you close it, right? And what we have done here is we've made a for loop that starts with x being 1 and ends with x being 25, and x increments 1 each time. So what this will do, it will print out 24 random numbers on the screen. So let's build and run this to see if it works. So as you can see, 24 totally, well, they're actually not totally random. I'll get into that later. But well, the 24 random numbers generated by computer. But what if I just generate this program again? 41, 18467, 6334. Let's do it again to make sure that it's actually repeating itself. Yeah, that's right. That's kind of weird, right? So if you're saying that this program is generating random numbers, why are they repeating itself each time? Well, it's a whole lot of theories, complex calculations, and algorithm behind the reason why it is. But the short answer is computers run on very complex algorithm to generate these random numbers. And so to the computer, nothing is actually random. But when we see it, they're just numbers that doesn't make sense. But you have to realize that everything electrical either is based on an algorithm. It's based on a set of rules that's designed to make this program look like randomly generated. Yeah, so just keep that in mind that computer is very different, technology is weird, and so to overcome this problem, we need to input uh, another line, and it's called srand. Now this basically inputs, I don't know how it works, just changes up the algorithm each time. So if I input 1 inside the bracket, we could build and run this 3 times or 2 times to see if it repeats itself. Okay. When srand is 1, the number, okay, let's try another number. Say number is 2. So starts with 45 and 29216. Let's run this again and see if it repeats itself. 45, and yeah, um, that is another very complicated thing here. The same stuff as before. Before we added srand into the program, I think the default number for srand would be 1 because we tested it. We put that in, and that's what came up. Now, if we put 2 in, that's essentially just inputting a different value into our algorithm. So when you run this algorithm again, it will come up with the same set of random numbers. So as long as the number in set srand stays the same, your combination of random numbers that comes up when you build and run this program will stay the same. So how do we overcome this problem then? Now you type, just that's why we input C time at the beginning. Um, Now the reason we input C time is we need to use a function to overcome this problem. So when we use time here, type it in, inside the bracket is 0. Now this time when we build and run this, let's see. Uh, okay. Okay, first number is 26391. Let's close the window and run it again to see if it repeats itself. 26414. Okay, it's different. Okay, let's do it one more time to see, just to test it out. That's one. 26433. 26450. It's always starting with 2. 2646. Now, as you can see, it's coming up with different numbers. And that's because when you insert this time function, the computer is counting a number that the user doesn't know about. So each second, the value that's inside the bracket is actually changing, but the user doesn't know what it is. Remember how we entered 1 or 2 inside this bracket, and the combination of random numbers coming up will essentially be the same? Well, now since the number that's inside this bracket is always changing, the combination of your random numbers will be changing too. So that's what makes a random number generator random. Now, this essentially has really not much use in our daily life. You know, you could just come up with random numbers yourself. You don't need a computer to do that. But what if, say, we could simulate the rolling of a dice? 1/6 chance of getting each side. What if we could simulate that using a random number generator? We can do that just by adding a few more values. Now, if we build and run this now currently, it will come up with numbers ranging from like 20,000 to 400. The dice only has 6 sides. That's represented with 1 to 6. And what we need to do here is, after rand, our computer is a bit glitchy, a bit buggy, not good computer. Yeah. And you enter percentage 6. And this is indicating the remaining of any number divided by 6. And if you know the remainder, of any number divided by 6 is 0, 1, 2, and this to 5, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now when we run this, let's test it out. Taking some time. It's a bad computer. There we go. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. Now we have randomly generated numbers from 0 to 5. We can run this again to see if it's really random. Yeah, it is. Now this time the starting number isn't 0, it's 1, as you can see. But what we want is not numbers counting from 0 to 1. We want 1 to 6, right? And to do this, it's simply adding 1 to the whole thing. And you do this by putting rand percentage 6 inside a bracket, and outside the bracket before it, in fact, you type 1 plus. And this just adds 1 to the to basically the to all the numbers, which is 0 to 5, and make it 1 to 6. And that's the sets of numbers we want. Okay, 1, 6. No zeros now. And that's what we want, right? Now, today we have learned how to use the random number function to generate random numbers and how to control its values between, say, 0 to 5 and change the limitation by adding a number to it. We've also learned how to really generate random numbers using the srand time 0 thing. It's a little complicated, takes some time to learn, and see you next tutorial.